And what I did not like, Nisi, because I'm agreeing with you 100%, I did not like the fact that when the Cowboys decide to bring up Dalvin Cook, Rico Dowdle mysteriously comes down with the flu. I'm going to let one Mike McCarthy lie in y'all face. Y'all ready to hear a man lie in your face? Mike McCarthy is literally about to lie in our face. Y'all listen to this.
The week preparation, we're disappointed. Their key players were very productive, tonight. And so when you put together a plan for that, it's, you obviously need to execute it. And so coaches and players, we can
y'all ready
from this, and, we're 3-4. That's the facts of this deal. But I felt very confident, based off of the week preparation. We're disappointed. We're disappointed because we, obviously felt we were going to come in here and do what we needed to do to get the win. We came up short.
This is more than a laptop.
Hold on. Let's skip past this. I want you to listen to Mike McCarthy.
So guys, back to the beginning of the game. When did you find out Rico was
Watch
Came
this.
up short.
Phil, I'll say, guys, back to the beginning of the game. When did you find out Rico was sick, and how did that change what you guys were playing running?
I was here early. I can't give you exactly the time. I want to say once when everybody comes on the same bus. So when the whole team arrived.
Now, did y'all hear what Clarence Hill asked him? Clarence Hill asked him, when did y'all know Rico Dowdle was sick? When did y'all know? And did y'all hear what Mike McCarthy said? Can't put an exact time on it. Let's hear it again.
I want to say once when everybody comes on the same bus.
When did you find out Rico was sick, and how did that change what you guys were playing running?
I was here early. I can't give you exactly the time. I want to say once when everybody comes on the same bus. So when the whole team arrived, you have the time of that. I don't know what time that is. When the team arrived, Jim had come in and told me that he was sick. So they reported it to the league, and then the medical staff treated him, and it was a medical decision for him not to be up. So we waited till about 15 minutes before the 90-minute mark and made a decision.
Did that change what you plan to do at running back at all? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Did y'all hear that? How coincidental is it? Coincidentally, when they bring Dalvin Cook up, Ezekiel Elliott is the starting running back. Now watch this. We're about to catch Mike McCarthy in another lie. Y'all ready to hear Mike McCarthy lie again? He is literally about to lie. He was asked, when did this thing come to fruition? Then he says, did it change what you were going to do running wise? Let's listen.
Did you do a running back at all? Or?
Definitely changed. Rico was you look at all the reps and where he was in the rotation. He was the first guy in the rotation. So no, it was, obviously I'm very familiar with Zeke, and I just wanted to try to get into a rhythm between him and Dalvin. I thought we established that in the first half. I thought it was moving along. I would have liked to, kept it going in the third quarter. Then we got into a, no huddle 2 minute there in most of the fourth quarter. So, and it's important. The running back position is important.
Wait. Did y'all catch what Mike McCarthy had the unmitigated gall to say? He wished they would have kept the run game going in the third quarter. I need to get the Jeopardy music. Y'all help me out. Maybe I'm dumb. Who gets to decide whether or not the Dallas Cowboys are going to run the ball in the third quarter? Who gets to decide that? Do we get to decide that on the TV land? Did y'all see a survey come across your television, across your smartphones? Do the stadium get to decide that? Or does one Mike McCarthy gets to decide whether or not the Cowboys stay with the run game? How do you be the coach? How do you be the offensive coordinator? And you're saying you wish we would have stayed with the run game? How insane is this? You're the head coach, play caller, and you're saying we wish we would have stayed with the run game. What? Oh, well, Niecy. Not the players. He did ride on the bus. You heard what he said? He rode on the bus. They treated him. He rode on back. You know what else he was doing? It's been reported he was signing autographs for the fans with the flu. I don't know about y'all, but if someone typically has the flu, they stay away from everybody. Not Rico Dowdle. Matter of fact, Rico Dowdle, if you'd have saw him last night, there was a couple of flashes. He didn't look too sick. He caught the bug, coincidentally, the night that they activate Dalvin Cook. Wait a minute. I'm going to show y'all why Google is so valuable. I'm going to show y'all why Google will make a liar. It will expose a liar every single time. Mike McCarthy said something. Mike McCarthy said, Rico Dowdle, it changed what they were going to do because he's the primary running back. That's what he's saying. He's the primary running back. He's the RB1 in the rotation. And so Rico Dowdle was going to get the majority of the carries. Are y'all ready for another lie? Let me show you what you can find amazingly just looking on Google. Y'all want to know something that happened that none of us could explain? None of us could explain. Let me bring up both of these instances. You got to see them side by side. And then we'll talk more about this tomorrow. But you got to see both of these side by side. I'm going to show y'all that there's something going on with this team. And obviously they think we're all dumb and that we don't have what's called Google. So let me give y'all Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Now, if you look at the box score from the Pittsburgh Steelers game, I would believe what Mike McCarthy is saying. Cowboys Steelers, right? Rico Dowdle had the best game of the entire Dallas Cowboys season. They're rushing for less than 80 yards per game. They're somewhere around 70-something yards, may even be worse than that now. They're rushing for 70 or less yards a game. Rico Dowdle on 20 carries, 4.3 yards a carry. He had better than their season average. He earned the number one running back spot. Do y'all see Ezekiel Elliott there? 6 for 17. Now, if I'm looking at the Pittsburgh game, I believe Mike McCarthy when he says, well, where Rico Dowdle is in the rotation. He's the primary back. He's the number one running back. So, of course, he changed what we were going to do. But isn't it strange that Clarence here reported that Ezekiel Elliott went to the coaching staff and asked, why was he not playing more? And then all of a sudden, let's call a spade a spade. Mike McCarthy, I respect you, but you're lying to us. Because let's look at the Detroit game. After Rico Dowdle comes off of the game of the season as a running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all help me out. Maybe I'm wrong on this particular game. it was the Detroit Lions game. Maybe I'm wrong, but Rico Dowdle was 5 for 25, 5 yards a carry. Watch this. Ezekiel Elliott was 8 for 17. But can I really hit us with some truth? Ezekiel Elliott came out and he opened up the entire first quarter almost. Tell me what game transpired between the Pittsburgh game and the Detroit Lion game to where Ezekiel Elliott came in and dominated, had a better game than Rico Dowdle had against the Pittsburgh Steelers, to where someone says that Zeke needs to be the starter against Detroit. And I'm laughing at Mike McCarthy. He's lying in our face, talking about he's very familiar with Zeke. No, was it somebody told you that Zeke needs to be the starter? Because you got to even explain this. How does he start against Detroit? Not only does he start against Detroit, now we get the other part of the story. So then we come out against the 49ers. And so we say, well, we're bringing up Dalvin Cook. But if we bring up Dalvin Cook, there's a running back that has to be a scratch. But the fan base is clamoring for Dalvin Cook. So we got to let Dalvin Cook play, and we got to let them see that Dalvin Cook isn't all that he said he is. But I'm going to push back on everybody talking about Dalvin Cook. Number one, it's Dalvin Cook's first game. Number two, we did not have Dalvin Cook running at his strengths. Pitches to the outside, use his quickness, cut it up. That's not what we had Dalvin Cook doing. Instead, what did we do? We highlighted Ezekiel Elliott again and gave him 10 carries. And I'm not saying he looked bad, but he looks nowhere near as good as Rico Dowdle. I don't want to hear about Rico Dowdle can't stay healthy until Rico Dowdle is not healthy. Guess what, Niecy? They couldn't say he sprained an ankle. They couldn't say Rico sprained an ankle. They couldn't say he had an injury because it would have been a lie. So what can we do? Let's let him come down with the flu at the last minute. Something's wrong, y'all. Y'all can tell me what you want to. I don't care about Zeke not being, Zeke not washed. I don't care about Zeke not being washed. I'm telling us unequivocally. The stats show it. Zeke is not better than Rico Dowdle. He's not better than Rico Dowdle. And you can't give me the flu. No, I don't want to hear nothing about no flu. Y'all hear Mike? Well, I can't give you the exact time. I know you can't give us the exact time. I know you can't give us the exact time. Because you know that if you have Zeke, Dalvin, and Rico, one of them is not going to run the ball. So what did you do? We really don't have no excuse for Rico not to be the starter. There's no excuse, y'all. There's no excuse for Rico Dowdle not to be the starter for the Dallas Cowboys. There's no excuse. Other than Jerry Jones likes Ezekiel Elliott. He likes Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke has not earned the right to be the RB1 for the Cowboys. Don't give me the last game, y'all. Don't give me the last game. This started before the last game, and there was no reason for it. There was no reason for it. Niecy said Zeke's body of work and politics got him to start. Zeke has not been good. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been good. And I will say, Zeke looked, you know why people are saying Zeke looked good? Because he looked a little bit better than what we expected. And I think that Zeke was being effective enough that they should have kept feeding him the ball. But by no stretch of the imagination am I convinced when someone says, we got Dalvin Cook and look what we got. It's his first game. What do we expect? It's his first game this season in live fire, and you're not setting him up with the runs that he's successful with. And that's the problem that I have with Mike McCarthy and this whole coaching staff. I'm sorry. But if you're on my team, Niecy, if you're on my team, Carl, if you're on my team, James, you know what I'm doing? Okay, what does James do best? What does James do best? What does Niecy do best? What does Zeke do best? What do they do best? Something's wrong with this franchise right now. And we are seeing more than ever. Something is going on to where the plays, the direction is not coming from the sideline. Niecy, Mike, you need 3 other players to have the flu. Deuce, Trey Lance, or whoever else that wasn't playing. Make it make sense. The week we bring up Dalvin Cook. The week we bring up Dalvin Cook. Rico Dowdle get the flu. And we know doggone well that if Dalvin Cook don't see the light of day in that game, and Rico Dowdle is really RB1, that means Zeke is the odd man out. But he just would have went and cried again. I don't understand why I didn't get in the game. And I'm not saying that he didn't look. I'm not saying he wasn't effective. He was. But even with that performance, he has shown against both Detroit and now against the 49ers. He's not an RB1. Rico Dowdle has earned that spot until he no longer has it. And it is a crying shame. And that's why Clarence Hill can say anything he wants to. Everybody knows it is plain pitiful that Rico Dowdle was a healthy scratch and they said he had the flu. Pitiful. That's how you supervise. You find the strengths of your team and you enhance it. I'm sorry, y'all, but Rico Dowdle gives the Dallas Cowboys the best chance to win. I'm not saying that Ezekiel Elliott doesn't have a place in that plan, because I still like Zeke's. He'll get in there and mix it up with the contact. I still like that. But as far as him being RB1, nah, it's not him. It's not him. It's not him. And I'm telling us, James, you're 100% right. Nobody would bring someone with the flu around all the other players. I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. No form of fashion. I'm not believing it. And it just goes to show you that there is something stupid going on with this team right now.